Hello and welcome to the My Ideal Tracker app training video for patients. My name is Dr. John Schellenberg, and this is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to teach you how to use the app and how to stay connected with your health coach and how to get the most out of this program. So let's get started. We're going to log in. This is your login screen. And what you're seeing here is a fake patient on our training site. So this isn't on the live site that you're using. So this is Pete Solo's patient record, and this is pretty close to what yours is going to look like. So we'll just go through these tabs real quick, and most of them are pretty self-explanatory. So your health coach and you are connected through this messages tab. So you can just come in here and you can send a message, and you have to click to send. The enter point doesn't work. The enter button doesn't work. You have to use the actual mouse to click it, and then you send a message. And your health coach gets a little dot on their dashboard that says there's a message, and they can check it. And when that message is returned to you, you'll have a red dot right here saying you have a new message. Pretty simple. Okay, we're going to skip the weight loss for just a second because we're going to spend most of our time here and here. The scheduler is going to look different than what you see here because this is our fake training clinic, so there's all kinds of stuff on here. But yours will probably have just one room, and it's a consultation type call with your health coach. And so you can click on that and it'll say, I'm not exactly sure what the appointment is going to be, and we'll just basically show you how to do this, and you just save it. All right, we're going to skip over that. We're going to go to notes. Any notes that your health coach makes will be here. Active packages and past packages you can skip. Contact info is your info. Videos and resources are important. So the videos, these are the videos that we want you to watch, and they should be all on your app or your portal, and there may be more coming, but for now there's just 4 on here. This is the program introduction. These are all of the program instructions. This is the crush technique that I recorded, that I created, and then this one here is for anyone who has not yet had a recode. This is a video that is required to watch prior to their first recode session. The resources tab is a series of PDFs that we've uploaded for you, so you can click on them and view them. I'm just going to talk about this one for a second. So this is the calendar guide to the 3-month and the 6-month program. And so some people really like the old school calendars, and so you can start mapping it out for you. So this tells you what days, if you start on July 1st, for example, well then July 1st is day 1, and then you can go through, then on day 3, then that's when your burn phase starts, is when you really start losing weight. And then on day 24, we're starting our first metabolic reset phase. And so you can map that out on the calendar. And then this is when cycle 2 starts. And then if you're in a 6-month program, well, then we start again with cycle 3 and cycle 4. So these are all the same, these cycles, and each cycle is consisting of 3 phases: the spike phase, the burn phase, and the reset phase. Pretty simple. But I wanted to show you this because when you watch the full program video, which is this one here, you can have that one set up, or maybe printed out, and this full program summary. That's a good idea to have all of that printed out. Now, you don't have to print out all of these, just so you know. This one, and this one, I believe are all included in the program summary. The calendar might be too. I can't remember. We can check. But it's going to have basically all the instructions laid out for you here. There's the food list. There's some loading day examples and some tips. There's the crush technique. Yeah, it doesn't have that calendar on there, so make sure you print out this one. And that's the program instructions, the full summary. And just know that the food list and the crush technique and these spike day examples are included in this whole program summary. So print it out, watch that video, and you're good to go. All right, the intake form, well, you already filled that out. You know what that is. It's just a copy of it. And your orders and account, this will show you how much you've paid and so forth. And let's see, client assessments. Client assessments is something that your health coach will do with you. He or she will schedule a brief call with you, go through 10 questions that are listed on that assessment, and then it'll actually calculate a health score right here on the top. It's not here on this one because we haven't done one, but you'll see that once that's uploaded. And then this refer a friend button is really awesome. If you type in their email address, it'll just send them the intake form and welcome them, and that it gets logged on your patient record inside the clinic portal. Okay, so let's go over to client data and weight loss. Let's do client data first. This is where you're going to see all of your data that you get to log. How you log it is in the weight loss tab. So this is where all the business occurs, all right? And this is where you're going to spend most of your time on a daily basis. So this is how it works. You start your program, and then every single day you get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom like every other human, and when you're done, you step on the scale, open up your app, and you log your weight. Okay, click this button to log your weight. Do this every single morning, starting on day 1. Okay, and that is where you're going to log all of your meals, your weight, your water, your hours slept. You see, these 3 are absolutely required. These ones are not. If you are taking any diabetic medication or insulin, you're a fantastic candidate for this program, but your blood sugar will come down, your A1C will come down, and your need for the medication will reduce. So you have to track this very carefully. You have to work with your MD, who's the one who's prescribed those medications for you, to reduce them. We cannot tell you to reduce them, but you are probably already well aware of how much you need and so forth as your blood sugar comes more back into control. Okay, so you log that. If you are diabetic or on medication, log this every day because you're taking it anyways. Just log it. Same if you're hypertensive, log your blood pressure. You don't have to do it every day. Blood sugar is far more easily changeable than blood pressure. Blood pressure is more of a longer term thing. Blood sugar is literally instant depending on what you put in your mouth. But like the morning AM blood sugar and insulin levels will be affected much quicker than your blood pressure. So that's why we want daily logging here. This one may be weekly. If you're hypertensive, blood pressure reducing drugs, hypertensive drugs, then again, most times, not 100%, but most times when you lose weight, your blood pressure is going to come down. If your blood pressure is coming down and you're still taking as much medication as you were prior to the program, it's going to drop too low. So you're going to experience things like dizziness, lightheadedness, and maybe even fainting. And we don't want that. So if your blood pressure is going too low, you need to monitor it, and you got to talk to your doctor and say, look, I'm changing my lifestyle. My blood pressure is coming down naturally. How do we adjust? Okay, again, we can't tell you how to do it. You need to work with your MD on that. And I'm very clear on that. All right, you can type any additional notes here. If you eat anything off program, let us know. Okay. We don't want you to eat anything off program, okay, because this is a very specific protocol. But if you do, because life happens and we understand, there's not going to be any guilt projected on you or shame, but we want to know because we can coach you. So don't hide anything from your coach. Be open, upfront, authentic. That's the best way to be because we've been lying to ourselves for way too many years. And now we need to get this out in the open because there's a reason. There is a reason, fundamental underlying emotional probably, or for sure unconscious reason why you want to eat a Snickers bar when you're on a program, okay? If you give us that information, we can help you with that, okay? So just be honest here. Just know that whatever you do right here, okay, your health coach is going to see, all right? So it's for you and for your health coach. And then this is where you log your meals. You just log your meal, you start typing the food name, like if you eat chicken, just write chicken and so forth. So you're going to log that there. You can come back and start, like if you miss a day, you can come back and redo it, no problem, but it will default to the current day. So currently it's June 21st, 2025, okay? So that's why that is the date that came up. So simple. Now, when you go to log your weight the very first time, you're gonna be asked to agree to our consent form, which you've already agreed to on the agreement you signed with us, but this is just a secondary thing that we've built in because there's a lot of others, there's a lot of other doctors and clinics who use this software, but we've already built it in to that program. So that's why you have to agree to that consent form. And then here you can just come in, click this button and change whatever weight you want to have here. And then just click update. So that's your target weight. Once you start logging your weight, your first daily log is going to call it, it's going to fill this in for you as your program start weight. Okay. And then it's going to give you today's weight, whatever you logged today. And then it's going to calculate your percent of goal achieved. And so when you come down here, this is going to give you your summary of how many pounds you've lost so far, your daily change. Did you go up? Did you go down? Did you stay the same? The last day logged and the days on the program. We're looking at this. We see all this on our clinic dashboard. We want to see the last day logged and days on the program being exactly the same. So when your health coach looks at this, and it's going to look a little different on the other side, but the idea is if these numbers are different, this one's always going to be higher or the same. The reason being is this is calculated from day 1, and if you're logging on day 8 and you're on day 15, we're going to say, where's the last weeks of your logs? You're off program. I want you to log every single day and don't miss. Okay? Now life gets in the way. If you go away for the weekend, you don't have your scale. I mean, I get it. I mean, we're real. This is real life, real people having real experiences. So, you always just do the best you can. Nobody has to be perfect, but we do ask for excellence and just your very best effort. Okay, so this tells you your program start date, and then this calculates your average daily loss. Okay, most people in that first cycle are going to lose 1 pound a day, maybe more. Okay, over the length of your entire program, this is probably going to be closer to 1/2 to 3/4 of a pound. And if you have a lot of weight to lose, you may even see this closer to 1 pound or more per day. And this is of your fat, your abnormal and visceral fat, not your muscle. Okay. And then this tells you exactly what phase you're on right now. Okay. These are the program instructions for every single phase. So you can see on this one, there's 12 phases. So phase 1, 2, 3 is cycle 1. Phase 4, 5, 6 is cycle 2. 7, 8, 9 is cycle 3. And this is cycle 4. Okay, on the 6-month program. And it would just double if you're on an annual program. So these program instructions are here. You just click this button and it opens them all up. And this is all included in that program summary page. So it's everywhere. I'm repetitive and redundant to a fault probably. All right, so that's how you log your weight. That's how you see your program instructions. You can come back and you can view your logs. If you need to make a change, like let's say, for example, you wrote your weight as 1815.0, that would be quite a spike on your graph because the decimal's in the wrong place. Then you can just come back and you can edit that. You just edit it, no big deal, okay? And then just click down and save. Really simple. So that's how you can view your logs. You can also look at this really pretty graph. It tells you how you're doing and where you're at. This is, that's your goal achieved. That's what we got left to hit our target weight, which again, you can change at any time. The consent form is there if you want to look at it. Now, last thing is measurements and pictures. All right, so what you can do here, this is a really cool part of My Ideal Tracker. This page here is going to calculate all the inches that you've lost, and it will calculate your weight too. You're going to see that more on your weight loss dashboard, but it'll also calculate it here if you input it. Okay, so this is on you to input, and it's going to default to today's date. So I recommend that you do your measurements at the beginning of the program, maybe after cycle 1, and then at the end of cycle 2, maybe in between every switch off from cycles 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 is you do a little measurement. Okay, you do not have to do all of these. You can see that none of them are required, but hey, you know what? It's not a bad idea, and these are here for a reason. So you just measure your neck, and this is calculated in inches. So use your little tape measure. Just do your neck, your chest, your arm, your right arm. You got to do both arms. Right at your belly button, at your hips, 2 inches above, 2 inches below. You don't have to do all these, like I said, but it's not a bad idea. Your left thigh, left calf, right calf. Now you can put your blood pressure in. I wouldn't recommend doing it here. You're doing it already in the other place. And if you happen to have a scale, like there's a company called Omron, O-M-R-O-N, and you can search for them on Amazon, for example, and they have this fancy little scale. It used to be about $85, and it will calculate your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, which you can put here. This is your body mass index. If you know your BMI, you can put that. If you want to use this for BMR, it doesn't know the difference. But that little scale will give you your weight. It'll give you your BMR. It'll give you your percent body fat, your percent lean muscle. It won't give you your percent water. There are other machines that will. It will give you your metabolic age, and it will calculate your visceral fat. So if you use that particular scale, you never want your visceral fat to be more than 9. And this is a really good indicator of how healthy you are getting, and how that number coming down, right, increases your longevity. Okay, it's inversely proportional, but it's directly proportional. Okay, as your visceral fat goes down, it is directly proportional to your risk of developing long-term chronic disease. So the lower the fat, the lower the risk of developing heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome, and so forth. Okay, so if you have a scale, log all those. It's really cool. You can put whatever notes you want in here as well. Now, profile photo is going to be your face-on photo, and you can upload these whenever you click log my measurements. You can upload a new photo. Okay, so and you're going to be able to do a compare feature. I'll show you this on my other training site with a different patient, or so on this training site with a different patient. I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty cool. So you can upload as many of these as you want, but just do, you know, one profile photo per entry, and that's a face-on one, and it'll appear at the top, right under here, right between here. You'll see a picture of yourself. Okay, so you can do your initial one, and then do one, you know, at the end of cycle 1, another one at the end of cycle 3, and so forth. Supplemental images. So you're going to upload these from, you know, maybe from your phone, or you put them on your computer, and then you just upload them. It's probably easiest to do it from your computer, but give it a try either way. Supplemental images are any other images you want. So if you want to do a side profile, if you want to do your back, if you want to look at your legs or your rear end or whatever you want, you can put your own supplemental images up here. And I just recommend that if you do like left side profile, right side profile, and back, for example, do them in the same order, because when you're going to go use the compare feature in the future, it's easier to have them lined up so they're in the same order. That's all. It's not 100% required, but it's not a bad idea to do it that way because it makes your life easier. All right, and then when you're done, you just hit submit. So now that I have shown you this, let me show you the clinic side of this. So this is what your health coach is going to see. So your name is going to be on this list over here. All right, so now we're going to search for Pete Solo, and we see here, health coach says, oh, I got a message from Pete. And I'm going to go over here, I'm going to see it, and there it is. Have a great day. And coach sends that back. Awesome. So let's go over to that client data piece. Oh, I was going to show you this on somebody else's. Let's pull up Amy. Amy has lots of data. So lots of data in here for Amy. All right, so this is what I was showing you before, is you have a before, and it's dated, and a later one, and it's dated, and you can see the differences. That's actually pretty cool. She uses a lot of our red light. And it totals the inches lost and the total weight. Now remember, this is all fake data, so we use this to train other doctors who use this for their clinic. So none of this is relevant, but you can see where all of the inches have been lost here, because there's all of these entries that we showed you. And this is the earliest one. You can compare dates, and if you grab a date that has photos on it, see here, 2020, well, let's see what happens. We compare them. Well, there's no image here in the supplementals you'll see here, so they're taken in different order, but you can see how your supplemental photos will be side by side, and it'll also show you the summary of all your measurements here, and it'll give you the summary of the inches lost and the weight gained between those two dates. So we didn't have anything logged there, otherwise you would see that the total inches were lost, like you saw before, before we had this compare situation involved. Okay, so that's how that part looks and this will look exactly the same on your portal as it does on ours. And if we go to the weight loss, whoops, I want to go to the dashboard and show you what it looks like here. So there's Pete Solo. And so this is what I was saying before. Your program here is going to live down here, and we're going to start it. So this particular patient is ready to get started. And this one here is Pete's. He's already been started. But we can edit your start date. So if, for example, you're like, I am planning on starting this particular Saturday, and something comes up and you have to go out of town, you're like, I'm not starting it while I'm going out of town, just let us know. Let your health coach know. Just send a message and go, okay, change of plans, and we can just edit this, change the start date, no problem. Okay, no problem. So then this is what I was showing you before. We can see your daily logs right here, and any notes are here. Oh, there's a Snickers bar right there. And so any notes you put on your log, we're going to see. We're going to see what phase you're on, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, any snacks and meals. That's a hover feature. I don't think there's anything listed on any of these intake or any of these logs, but there'll be a little hover feature. We'll see exactly what you've eaten, your sleep hours, your water intake, and your weight. Okay, it's going to tell us your daily change. We're going to see that message you sent us right from here. This is the graph that we can see. And we're going to see last day log, days on the program. See, look at this guy, 57 days on the program. He's only logged 3 times. Like literally, this guy here needs some training. There's your overall loss, average loss per day, target weight, your goal achieved. And then from here, we can send specific, we can mark that as reviewed. We're going to send you a custom message or so forth. The custom messages are actually pre-written. We have a whole list of them because we know what happens on your program, and there's specific instructions that may need to occur on any given day. And instead of us having to write them out every time because it's always the same, we just create a custom message and we send it, and you're going to get it in your messages inbox. Okay, so I think that's probably enough training. It's almost 25 minutes into this video. And just know that you're not alone. We appreciate you. We love you. We care for you, just like you're a member of our own family. And if you ever have any questions, of course, you can reach your health coach here. And I'm available on our weekly Recode calls. And I love meeting with you guys. I love working with you. I love doing Recode with you guys. And welcome aboard. Thank you. And we'll talk soon.